The world is running short of a critical commodity with no substitute. There is no viable replacement technology on the horizon, and many investors are still overlooking it. Would you believe that commodity is coal? To be more specific, it's metallurgical coal or met coal. I'm Peter Gastrike from the Energy Transition and Natural Resources team at Water Tower Research. We're initiating coverage of Clinch Resources, ticker CLCH, on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Here's how to think about Clinch. A fourth generation coal miner named John Nix spent nearly 15 years quietly assembling a world class reserve base in West Virginia. He bought assets through bankruptcies and downcycle transactions when nobody else wanted them. That moment has arrived, and with a proven management team with deep specialty market relationships. Clinch just entered its production ramp with fully permitted mines, an operational wash plant, and a rail connection to the largest coal export terminal on the East Coast. The revenue is just beginning to flow. So why should you read this report? I'll give you three reasons. First, the commodity is genuinely misunderstood. Many investors hear the word coal and they just stop listening. That instinct makes sense when you're talking about thermal coal, which is the kind that you burn in power plants, but met coal is something else entirely. It's a chemical feedstock in the carbon backbone of global steel production. Nothing else does what it does inside a blast furnace at commercial scale. Met coal is the irreplaceable ingredient in the steel that builds wind turbines, transmission towers, and EV frames and other things needed for the energy transition. Midval, which is Clinch's primary grade, commands the highest premium in steel mill blending and qualifies for specialty carbon markets, which includes things like silicon metal, ferroalloys, and activated carbon. Activated carbon, you may be aware of, is actually used in environmental remediation. So stripping mercury from power plants, for example, or even removing PFAS from drinking water. These are growing markets which are driven by tightening regulation, which is giving especially coal premium pricing well above even met coal prices. You also have a U.S. critical mineral designation for coal, critical coal, since late 2025. And that unlocks substantial federal funding pool and streamlines permitting in ways that directly benefit Clinch. Second, what Clinch has built takes decades to assemble. Premium met coal reserves in proven Central Appalachian seams don't come up for sale very often. Clinch has them, along with the wash plant, the rail loadout, and the permits already in hand. And through a 39% equity stake in JG Resources, Clinch holds exposure to the Sewell seam, which is widely regarded as the premier coking coal seam in the world. JG Resources is fully permitted, with key infrastructure construction targeted to complete next year. That's the second major production asset coming into view just as the first one hits its stride. Third, the financial trajectory from here is one of the steeper ones that we cover. Clinch is at the very beginning of its revenue curve. The cost structure sits in the lower quartile globally. The infrastructure is already paid for, and there are no legacy environmental liabilities or pension overhead. The bottom line is this. Clinch has the assets, the infrastructure, the low-cost base, and the team to capitalize on a structurally undersupplied market. The mines are running, the commodity has never had stronger policy tailwinds, and the story is just getting started. To read the full report, visit watertowerresearch.com. I'm Peter Gastrike for Water Tower Research. Thank you for listening.